On November 17th, 2018, Chau was paddling in his kayak on his way down to North Sentinel Island with hopes for a peaceful and friendly visit. Nobody would hear from him again after this. Before we talk about what happened to him and who he was, let's talk about the island itself. This island is named the North Sentinel Island, located between India and Thailand. The island is 59.67 square kilometers, making it comparable to the size of Manhattan. The population is thought to be between 15 and 400, but there's a reason why taking an accurate measurement is extremely difficult, if not impossible. They are extremely aggressive to anyone who tries to visit the island. In 1867, a merchant Indian ship named Nineveh had grounded on a reef near the unfortunate location, North Sentinel Island. And of course, the Sentinelese thought this was a big no-no. They started shooting bows and arrows. The 106 survivors fought back, using sticks and stones to defend themselves. Fortunately, a Royal Navy rescue party came to save them. All 106 people miraculously survived. In January 1880, British Administrator Maurice Vital Portman landed on the island with an armed crew. After the islanders hid, they began searching for days. They found an elderly couple and 4 children, whom they kidnapped and brought to Port Blair. The 2 adults got an illness and passed away. The 4 kids were brought back to the island, dropping off gifts and other items. In 1967, there was a survey from the Anthropological Survey of India in which anthropologist Trilokanath Pandit had led boat expeditions near India, going near North Sentinel Island. The Sentinelese were hidden and they shot arrows from the tree line. They had dropped off coconuts periodically and metal items for a safe distance offshore. In 1974, anthropologists, police, and a film crew were making the documentary Man in Search of Man in an effort to drop off gifts. The crew were met with hostility, and the tribes were clearly not interested in making friends. It's obvious that the tribe is incredibly protective of their home and would not want anybody to touch it. If you go onto Google Maps and zoom into the island, you'll find a shipwreck that stays as a permanent reminder of how dangerous this island is. In August 1961, the grounding of the cargo ship MV Primrose took place. It was an official Indian anthropological outreach led by Trilokanath Pandit and the tribe's armed defense of their island. They had come here to attempt peaceful contact with the tribe. Days later, about 50 islanders began building wooden boats and carrying spears. High surf and rough storms kept the tribe from boarding the ship and also prevented outside help from arriving immediately. The crew was rescued by a helicopter airlift days later. As you can tell, the Sentinelese are clearly extremely aggressive people you would not want to mess with. Right? Well, just 10 years later on January 4th, 1991, the same group of people did the impossible. After decades of gift dropping to the island from a safe distance, they marked the very first and only documented safe and peaceful encounter with the tribe as part of the Anthropological Survey of India. Instead of keeping the distance like they did all the other times, the team decided to float coconuts toward the shore. For the first time, tribal members emerged without weapons and some waded waist deep into the sea to accept coconuts directly from the researchers' hands. In 2004, a catastrophic tsunami broke out between India and Thailand. It was right next to North Sentinel Island. A helicopter was sent to check if the tribe had survived such a significant event. And not only were the tribe somehow doing just fine, but the response to Indian government's help was to throw spears, rocks, and shoot arrows at the helicopter too. In 2006, after a fatal attack happened to 2 Middle Asian men, a 5.2 kilometer radius from the island was initiated, making it highly illegal to sail to North Sentinel Island. But John Allen Chau, being a 26-year-old American missionary, illegally traveled to North Sentinel Island. Not once, not even twice, but 3 times. John Allen Chau was born on December 18, 1991, in Alabama, United States. John grew up in an extremely religious Christian household with 2 siblings. He was a highly trained adventurer whom his expeditions were firmly grounded in wilderness survival and emergency medicine. He was passionate about spreading Christianity, and he was prepared spiritually and mentally for many years. His friends described him as kind, very religious, highly intellectual, and determined. He began preparing for the impossible. He studied the maps of North Sentinel Island, and he knew about the Sentinelese's hostility. He had also understood the legal restrictions and knew previous visitors had been attacked. Despite the circumstances, he believed that bringing Christianity to every nation was a biblical calling. He repeatedly wrote in his journal that he believed God was calling him to the island. On November 15th, 2018, he arrived to the island with local fishermen, having carried a big fish, scissors, and other items. And according to his journal, as he approached the beach, the Sentinelese became hostile and fired their arrows. He dropped the items at the shore and was forced to retreat. The next day, John came back to the island. As he approached the beach, the tribespeople stood there with their bows loaded and ready to fire. This time, he called out that he loved them and that Jesus Christ loves them too. He brought his Bible with him and started singing worship songs, preaching and offering gifts. Just then, one of the tribes shot at him, but the arrow had hit his Bible, slowed down the impact, and blocked the arrow from hitting him. He began to panic as the tribespeople took his kayak, so he was forced to swim away again. But he still didn't get the message, and his journal suggested that he was absolutely determined to keep going. On the morning of November the 17th, 2018, he came back once again. He mentioned in the journal that if God had wanted to choose for him to die out there, then so be it. He asked the fishermen to leave him alone as he went down to the island, and this would be the last time anyone ever saw him alive. They watched the Sentinelese drag his body across the shore the following day, seeking out and watching him, only to see his body being taken away by the Sentinelese. He had been killed by the tribe. Despite the circumstances, you can tell John was a brave and loving man. He was calm and he was being respectful to the tribe despite their hostility. Indian authorities never recovered his body, as that would put them and both the Sentinelese at risk. But let's explain the broader issue. Isolated tribes are devastated by a wide array of viruses, such as smallpox, influenza, and measles too. Even a common cold can be catastrophic for such a fragile immune system. It's possible India's strict protection policies have led to the island becoming completely illegal to visit too. The goal isn't punishment, rather it's protection. Many supporters and critics have had stuff to say about this. Clearly, John displayed extraordinary courage. He sincerely believed that he was fulfilling his faith, and he willingly accepted the risks. But critics argued that he had endangered the Sentinelese, broke Indian law, and that his mission disregarded the tribe's repeated rejection of outsiders. The event sparked a global debate on indigenous rights, missionary work, ethics on contacting isolated indigenous peoples, and more. What's significant is that John Chau believed he was pursuing a sacred mission. The Sentinelese have consistently defended their isolation for generations. His death became more than a tragic story. Rather, it was a reminder of a hard time finding balance between personal conviction, respect for other cultures, as well as the responsibility to protect vulnerable communities. Now let's hear your voice. Should isolated tribes remain completely untouched by the outside world, or is there ever a circumstance that justifies making contact? Share your comments respectfully in the comments below.